Who are the needy or the beneficiary of the offerings or giving in the church? I have classified them to 3 groups. 1, those who preach the gospel. 2, widows and orphans. 3, less privileged and stranger. If we look at the book of Acts, chapter 2 and chapter 4, those groups were carried along systematically at the same time. That's what the Bible says. None of them that have need, because they are walking in one mind and one spirit. I have disputed that notion. When you give to the poor, you become poorer. When you give to rich, you become richer. We saw in the church, it's the rich that sold their land and give to the poor, not the poor give to the rich. I want us to go to scriptures. Let's say the first group, those who preach the gospel, either pastor, missionaries, evangelists, church workers are part of the first group. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 14. In the same way, the Lord has commanded that those who preach the gospel should receive their living from the gospel. Hear what the Bible says. Their living, not their want. They should receive their basic need must be met. Those who preach the gospel. When we begin from verse 13, it says, don't you know that those who work in the temple get their food from the temple, and those who serve at the altar share in what is offered in the altar? So, the first group, all those who preach the gospel, is not for all those who preach, both pastor, missionary, evangelist, those who preach, especially those who earn their living. They don't have any source of livelihood, rather preaching. Their source of livelihood will come from the church, from the offering, from the giving. That is where their necessity will be met. Let's go to the second group before we come back to the first group. Second group says widows and orphans. Let's get the scriptures. James chapter 1 verse 27. I'm reading with the Living Bible. The Christian who is pure and without fall from God, the Father point of view, is the one who takes care of the orphans and widows, and who remain true to the Lord, not sold on dear by his own contact with the world. In other translations, a true religion or unadulterated religion is the religion that takes care of the widows and orphans. The reason why I'm hammering on this, because what we are witnessing today is the opposite. It became one-man show. Everything in the church today is narrowing to one man. What of the orphans, widows, missionaries? Because the Bible said those who preach the gospel, their livelihood must be in the church. Why? Even in the Old Testament of tithing, the purpose of tithing is so that the food, the wealth of the kingdom should be in circulation, so that no one will go hungry or starving without food. Because all the 11 tribes were given inheritance. Only Levite and widows and orphans and strangers, these are the people do not have, are not part of the sharing of the inheritance. The Lord portion is theirs. And the third group, less privileged and stranger, when we go to Deuteronomy 14, they are included. And the same thing, all this group in the New Testament in Acts, they were included. Less privileged, orphans, widows or widower, they are part of the group. So this group are the needy. I keep hammering on this. Offering is God money or giving in the household of God, because the church belongs to the Lord, not for any man. So offering must go to the pattern that it has pre-arranged for, not for one man show, because you are a general overseer or church founder, so you can do anyhow with God money. You don't have right. No man has right to do anyhow with God money. You can only use God money for your need, not for your want. Your luxury lifestyle. No. When you do that,